Hi, I'm Steve from 2Cat Media and welcome to another video. Well, welcome to the channel in general. Welcome, my friends. Today we're going to be looking at this. It is a Loolinn X26 drone. It's basically an indoor drone for the majority. You can fly outdoors, obviously on a very calm day. And I have tested that in private and it did work okay. You have to just be very, very careful. Now it's made by Loolinn, but we can see here that it's actually, the manufacturer is Syma, if that's how you pronounce it. Syma Model Aircraft Industries Limited. So my very first drone was a Syma, if that's how you pronounce it. And so therefore the quality should be okay. And before we get started, this is a full channel pressure fixed position hovering drone, okay? It's got features such as you can see here on the lid, obstacle avoidance mode, 1 key takeoff and landing, a 6-axis gyroscope, flashing LED lights, headless mode, and it does 360-degree flips. Let's have a quick look around the box here. So you can see this is what you get in the box, but we'll have a look at that in real time. Now, the good thing about this as well, this box, is it's got a magnet on. I like a good box. So look, you see? I like that. Now this does come better packaged than this, and there was no rip when I had it. That's down to me. It does state that it is for age 14 plus. Now whether or not they have to put that on there for certain reasons, I don't know. But I suppose they have to. But any child that's sensible and got some kind of supervision could play with this, in fairness, and probably fly it pretty well. Especially like with obstacle avoidance on, okay? Now it does come better packaged than this, but bear in mind, I have obviously taken a lot of stuff out. So this is the drone. It comes in blue and yellow. I will put links in the description below for you to have a look. However, the yellow is around 77, 78 pounds on the UK Amazon store. And the blue one is about 44 pounds, roughly. I'll put a link in the description below so you can have a look at that, okay? So that's the drone. Now it does come as well, obviously like I said, better packaged. It comes with 2 of these, one for each of the analog sticks to protect it from any kind of distortion or kind of knocking it out of calibration. So that's a really big thumbs up for me. Now this is the controller, as you can see here. We'll go through that a bit more in a minute, but it does feel pretty well made, okay? So let's just tip all of this out and we'll go from there. Let's get rid of the box. Okay, so this is what you get in the box. You get your drone, okay? Drone's very nice. It's got some lights on as well, some green and some red lights. Is it very, very good? I like it. Okay, so that's good. Very light as well, nice. You got your manual in different languages and it explains things actually pretty well. So that does say age 14 plus, but like I said, you know, with supervision, you can go down to as probably as young as 5 or 7 years old, depending on the ability of your child. And obviously that's supervision as well. We have 4 propellers. There'll be 2 with a B on, if you can just see the B there, maybe. Yeah. And, oh, not the camera there. And there'll be 2 A's. So these ones will be A, and these 2 opposite diagonally will be B's, because they have a slightly different profile so that they can fly. You get your controller, okay? Your controller is actually pretty nice. You get your screwdriver, which you can undo the screw at the back and put 4 AA batteries in there. Okay, let's just put that down. So your controller feels very nice. These 2 don't do anything. This one does your 360-degree flips. You have to press and hold it and then move the right analog stick in whichever direction, and then that will do your 360-degree flips, and then you can just let go. Other drones, you have to press it once and it beeps and it does it, but this you have to press and hold, okay? And this one here is for your auto takeoff and land key, very landing key, not land key, landing key, okay? Very useful. These are your left and your right analog sticks, and for those of you that are beginners, so this one here, if you press forward you will go up and then you will go down. If you go to the left you will spin on X axis to the left. If you turn to the right, it will spin to the right. And this one, if you go forward, will move forward, back will move back, and if you go to the left, you will bank to the left like that, okay? And that one will bank to the right, okay? And obviously that's your power button as well. And that, I used to think that might do something like you could go, but no, you can't, okay? You obviously get your screwdriver, as I explained, for your batteries, and you can take off your propellers with these as well. And if you need to like change your housing or do something with the housing, there's also several, about 5 or 6 screws or so there, you can take off under each one as well. You've got your batteries. They are 700 milliamp hour batteries, if I can just show you there, at 3.8 volts. They take, it says in the book, about 90 minutes to charge. Realistically, I'd say it probably takes a bit less than that, probably around an hour from empty, give or take, depends on your power source. You can charge it using these supplied very nice yellow USB charging cables. To charge it, you just slide these into here like that. They're going very easy, very secure. And you put that into your USB wall outlet or your computer or whatever, as long as it's safe. And they'll take around an hour to charge, realistically, I'd say, give or take. And you'll get around 10 minutes, up to 10 minutes, give or take, of fun time as well, okay? So that's a total of 30 minutes in total, which is actually pretty amazing. So as I said, that this drone they sent me is blue. You can get a yellow one, but it is almost heading towards twice the price, less £10, okay? But I will put a link in the description down below, just so you can check out the features yourself and look at the different colors as well. I will put some photos on the screen for you to look at, comparing the two, the yellow and the blue, okay, which is taken directly from the Amazon site, just so you got a better idea. But otherwise, just click on the description, the link, and it will take you there to look for yourself. Now this has got a 6-axis gyroscope, which means it's actually pretty level, I have to say. It does 360-degree flips. It's got headless mode, which for those of you that aren't sure, is once you set a headless mode, that the direction of the front facing away from you, even if you spin it around like that, will still go left and right away from you, okay? It's very easy to get disorientated as a beginner, and for those of you that aren't maybe practiced and have that kind of experience yet, okay? So yeah, if you're not sure, you put in headless mode, and then even if you're facing that way will always be forward, and that will always be back, that will always be left, that will always be right. And even if you spin it on its axis and get completely muggled up, I don't know where I am now, then that would still go forward when you press forwards, if that makes sense to you. You get LED lights on this as well. You get red on the front, yeah, and green on the back. Actually, it's green on the back and red on the front. Okay, and when they come towards you, as I'll try and show you in one of the video at the end, it looks like little eyes the way that they're shaped as well. Very fun, very good. I enjoy the lights on there very much. You get lights on other little mini indoor drones as well, but you know, like this, you can actually see these as well. They all lights up very nice. It's just the right amount of light as well, especially, and the kids will love it too. Now it does come with 2 speeds, speed 1 and speed 2. Now speed 1 is obviously a slower mode, perfect for beginners to get used to it, and speed 2 is a bit more zippy, okay? Now speed 1, you can change the speed just by pressing the stick in, okay? So if you do a short press, it will move to the next speed and move to speed 2. So it'll always start off in speed 1, or it should do. So if you're not sure, just press the stick in, and it should beep once if it's in speed 1, the slower mode, and beep twice if you're in speed 2. Now the point to make as well is, because this has got obstacle avoidance on, that in speed 1, obstacle avoidance is automatically on, okay, which is actually really good. So it stops beginners and children forgetting so you don't have to put it on manually. Speed 1, it's slower, it's got obstacle avoidance, it'll just kind of get close to stuff, and that's actually really quite good in that sense. I've tested it out. Yeah, very good. And even if you push and hold the key still won't go near that object. It says, I don't think so. I don't think so. You're not getting me to touch that thing. It's got like an OCD. Okay. And speed 2 has got no obstacle avoidance, and obviously it's a little bit more zippy as well. So just bear that in mind. There's no way of turning off the obstacle avoidance in speed 1 or turning it on in speed 2. So it's either on in speed 1 or it's not in speed 2. Now this drone does have a built-in barometer and optical flow sensor. It does keep its height very well. I'll try and show you that in the video at the end. I've just got to say, I do feel it, even outside. I tested this outside on a kind of calmish day. There's a little bit of a breeze, but not too much. You have to be careful, you know, because obviously it's not very heavy at all. But in speed 2, it copes a lot better outside, although you have to be careful of the wind. So I just kind of keep it lowish to the ground, about 1 meter, and don't get too close to any kind of fences into your neighbour's garden, because you might just lose it. It's got these little cages on top to protect it. They're not really rock hard, but they are a little bit soft, but just the right amount actually. It's like the happy medium. So if you crash it, it's not going to damage at all. In fact, I think you find it very hard pressed to do so. Okay, it has got a safety feature that if you're flying it and say, I don't know, something gets jammed in there, it will try and move, and then if it can't, it will just shut off. Okay. It does have a range. I'm not sure what the range is. I'm guessing it's normally around 50 meters, but you don't want to fly anything like this anywhere near to 50 meters. You just won't see it. I mean, you might do it when it's a little bit dark with the lights on, but you're not going to be able to enjoy it as much. Okay. Okay, so let's have a quick look again at this controller. So to turn it on, you press this button and you'll get a beep and a red flashing light, as you can see there. You would then also turn on your drone beforehand, once you've connected your battery, and you'll get some flashing LED lights on there. The red and the green lights will start flashing, okay? And then to pair this to that, you just press all the way up on the left stick, and then all the way down on the left stick as well. That will stop flashing, that will stop flashing, and then these two will then be paired so you can control it, okay? So let's just turn that off for a second. So as I said, these two don't do anything. These bottom right at the top here button, you press and hold that and then move in whichever direction while you're pressing that held down, and you will do your 360-degree flips. This one is your auto take off and land button, so you just press that, it will start up and take off to about 1 meter roughly in height, and if you press it again, it'll just slowly come down and comfortably land. A very, very good feature. To take off as well, you can just press up once you're paired and the motors will start to prime and spin, and then you can press it again and hold it up and you'll start taking off as well. On this as well, the left stick, if you press it in as well, you will enter trim feature, and I won't go into that because it's a bit more lengthy. If you look into there, it will explain. So if you hover it and it always keeps going maybe to the left or to the right or forwards, you know, I mean, obviously you're going to get some kind of drift anyway from the wind or from the breeze from the propellers, but if it's always going off the same direction all the time, no matter what, then you can press that center one and enter trim mode. Now the right stick here, as we said, that if you press it once, it enters this different speed modes, a quick press like that, and you'll get 1 or 2 beeps. And if you press and hold it a longer time, you enter headless mode, as I explained earlier. And for more information on that, see the manual as well. Now another way of arming the motors on this, as well as up like that to start off and then up again to fly, and obviously that one to take off. If you just want to arm the motors, like I said, you can go up and leave it, or you can press them both down to the bottom middle and they will start to spin up and get ready to fly. Okay, so a safety feature in this as well is that if your battery in your controller runs out while you're flying, or if it gets too low, then what will happen is this will start flashing and then just descend and land. It does exactly the same thing as well if you start to fly outside of the range of whatever the range of this is. That will depend obviously on any interference locally as well. Okay, so if you get so if it's like 10 meters and you got to 11 meters and you thought, oh, I can't detect any control here, I'm freelance, Yeah, and it will just flash a little bit and go whoop, okay, and nicely land. It's a very, very good feature, a good safety feature. So hopefully it shouldn't fly away unless it gets blown away by the wind. So don't fly it outdoors in a gale force wind, or any kind of wind really. So we've talked about arming the motors, but now let's talk about disarming the motors, okay? Now, as I said here, if you press the top right button here, this one, you press that, it will just land and turn off, okay? You can also hold down the left stick for about 2 to 3 seconds and that will do exactly the same. It will just start landing and turn off, okay? Now, in an emergency, maybe you're flying towards the cat or the dog or grandma, what you can do is just, again, just like you did to arm the motors, you can press them to the bottom corner, the bottom center corner, and it will just stop and just, well, fall from the sky. So, but it's very, very durable, so I wouldn't worry about that at all. It's built to last, it's built for kids, it's built for beginners. You can have no problems at all. An important feature as well is the ability to complete a gyroscope calibration. If you're not sure what that is, it's got 6-axis gyroscope on it. So if your calibration is out, maybe it's at a crash landing or whatever, or you've changed the battery, then it's always good on your first flight or if you've crashed to complete a quick gyro calibration, okay? Because the last thing you want is it to kind of being tilted and thinking that is level. So if it's like that, you might think that's level, or just even slightly, okay? So you want it to be as level in the air as possible. So to do this, you want to place it on a nice flat level surface. You want to attach the battery to the drone, obviously. Press this little on button here. You can just see it there, the little on button. Okay, then you want to turn on your transmitter. You want to pair it up, so it's all paired together. And then all you want to do then is push them down to the bottom right corner here. The lights on this will flash. I haven't got the batteries in at the moment, and that will complete a gyro calibration. It flashes for about a couple of seconds and then you're done. So it's always best to do that moving forward. So the size of this drone is approximately 13 from the widest point, 13.1 centimeters or 131 millimeters, and the height's roughly 4.5 centimeters as well. Okay, so just to reiterate really quickly, on the bottom of this, actually I'm going to show you about where the drone goes. So you open this compartment, you got this kind of plastic bar here. So the battery just slides right underneath here like that, and then you'll connect the 2 cables. They can be a little tricky once in, but as you can see, I've got it in there, not too bad. This time on camera, not bad. It can be a bit fiddly and it does feel like that's going to snap off at some point by keep on bending it, but I'm going to have faith in them and presume that they have got some decent quality. And I'm sure if there was an issue, from the contact that I've had with them, I'm sure they would be more than happy to help and assist with it. You do get a 6-axis gyroscope, so it keeps it nice and level, and you do get altitude hold as well via the optical flow sensor. You get a nice, what feels quite well made controller. You get 3 batteries, one in there and the 2 here, for up to around 30 minutes of flight time, depending on what you do with your drone. 2 charging cables to charge 2 batteries at the same time, 4 spare propellers, your screwdriver, and your manual. Okay, you can do 360-degree flips, headless mode by pressing and holding this in, speed 1, which is your slower speed, don't forget, for beginners, and obstacle avoidance is automatically included in that. And then pressing that one again, you get 2 beeps and you'll get a bit more of a zippy flight, okay? And this one here, if you press that one as well, you will enter trim mode. 360-degree flips by pressing and holding that. Auto takeoff and land, very good button there. Very nice clicks on these as well. Auto takeoff and land with that. I've already showed you how to pair it. Overall, not bad on first impressions. I think we need to go and test it out. So I'll see you on the test flight. Okay guys, so very quickly before we do the actual flight test and show you some of the tricks and that it can do in the real world, well, in my living room, I'm just going to show you really quickly how to pair it and to do the gyroscope, because I didn't get a chance to actually show you how to do it. So we're just going to power on the drone there, as you can see. So you can see here it's flashing. You've got green at the back and red at the front. So that's flashing. We're then going to turn on, you can see that's flashing as well on the transmitter. And all we're going to do is just put this up and then down, and there we go. So they are paired. And then just to show you here, I'm just going to put them down to the bottom right hand corner to do a gyroscope calibration. And that's it. So now let's fly and test it out. Okay guys, so here is the test flight. We're just going to take off and let it hover. We're not going to do any trimming, etc. It will be in speed 2 for the hovering part, because speed 1 has the obstacle avoidance mode built in, so that can kind of send it a little bit pushed away from things. We're then going to put it into speed 1, and I'm going to show you the obstacle avoidance. It's actually pretty good for the size, the front and the back. And also we'll try it in speed 2, and I'll show you that it can't have obstacle avoidance in that. We'll have a little fly around for about 30 seconds just showing you the zippy speed of speed 2, and we'll do some 360-degree flips. So without further ado, let's get on. So I'm going to take off. Okay, so let's just bring that down somewhat. Let's just try and aim the camera there. Now, obviously we got the downdraft from the propellers. So it's indoors, so there's going to be a degree of moving, but that's absolutely fine. Yeah, so it does go to the one side very slightly, but normally it's actually okay. Okay, if we take up a little bit higher, we might not have the same issue. If I can still show you a bit further back. Not as bad, is it? You see? It's hovering quite well there. It's always going to be a degree of fluctuation, and that's without doing anything at all to it as well. And now what I'm going to do now is show you speed number 1. So I'm going to press and hold the right stick. Okay, you get one beep, and then we're in obstacle avoidance now. So this is a speed of speed 1. Let's put it a little bit higher. So that's as fast as speed 1 is. That's all the way forward. So we're going to test out the obstacle avoidance. So I'm going to go towards the curtains, just hold it straight down, and you'll see it just bounces back. Okay, we'll do that again. And it bounces back, okay? So it's like a bit like a ping pong machine. Okay, so let's get this a little bit closer for you. And what we're going to do is we're going to turn the camera towards the wall, and we're going to go towards that wall. I say all the way back. So I'm just going to show this and hold it. So I'm just going to hold it all the way across. And it just holds back, and I'm going to hold it, continue to hold it, and it will just bounce back. That's actually pretty good. Okay, so that's not bad at all. Okay, so let's just land it for one moment. I'm just going to hold down the left button, and it just lands and turns off. Okay, now don't forget to start it. We can just go like this, and it will start up, and like that will shut down. Okay. So we're going to press this button, 2 beeps, and we're going to now go into speed 2 and just have a little zip around just so you get an idea of that. And we'll also do some 360-degree flips. So I'm just going to move the camera back a little bit for you, just so you can see, and we'll go from there. So this is in speed 2. So we're just going to have a little zip around, as you can, well, maybe that didn't, okay, let's redo that one. Okay, let's pause that. Okie dokie, so we are back. So let's just try that one more time. Okay, so we're going to go forwards and backwards. So this is the speed of it, forwards and backwards. It's decent enough. Like I said, this is aimed at beginners. Let's just turn that back around. The good thing about the lights as well on this, I don't know if you can see the lights very well. Looks like you've got eyes there. Let's just raise that up a bit. Okay, I'll go forwards on it, and you'll see what I mean. You see there, the lights look like eyes. You see there, you got the eyes that look like red eyes. Ooh. Okay, so let's just turn that around. So you can see here, we have a little fly around. There's no obstacle avoidance on. If you want to hit the curtains, we can. I'll just show you that. Straight into the curtains. If you want to hit the wall, I'll just move that across. If you want to hit the wall, we can. Okay, let's show you that one more time. Okay. So that's exactly what it's like. I'll show you the 360-degree flips as well. So we're going to press the top right back button, hold it down, and we got there. So let's get that back on track and I'll show you again. Not bad at all, eh? Let's try that one more time. So overall, guys, I mean, final opinions on this. I like the fact that you've got one mode for obstacle avoidance and slow speed. It makes sense, I suppose, for beginners. But, you know, it would be nice to be able to turn it on and off as well, just in case you want to just do slow speed without the obstacle avoidance. But overall, it's a really good drone. It's really fun to fly. You get about a good 8 to 10 minutes, sometimes a little bit more, out of each battery. You do get 3 batteries. That's about an average of around 30 minutes as well. So not bad at all. I love the little red lights at the front. Let's just not get too carried away with this. It's very fun. It's aimed at children and beginners. But you know what? I think I'm having fun with this. And it will definitely stay in my collection as well. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I will put a link in the description down below where you can buy it from Amazon. Just have a go and look at it if you want to, and look at the description. It's about £45 in the UK for the blue version, and I believe for some reason the yellow version is a little bit more, well, a lot more expensive, about 70 odd pounds. I'll put a link in the description to both of them just so you can see what I mean. So I hope that is helpful to you guys. Stay tuned. If you are new to the channel, you know, or if you've enjoyed this video, give it a big, massive thumbs up. And also, any comments or questions as regards this drone or the company of Loolinn, let me know and I'll see if I can try and answer it for you. Hopefully I can test out some more of Loolinn's / Syma's drones, because you know, they seem pretty decent and the quality is very good as well. So if you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing, press the notification bell, and hopefully then you can stay updated as to new videos as they come along. So thank you for joining me on this test. I've enjoyed it immensely. Let's do another couple of flips. Oh, he bounced off the floor there. The flips never get old, do they? Now let's just fly towards the camera and see how it ends. Take care all, stay safe, and drone on.